my dear friends, and welcome to this timeless reading. My name is Nayeli. This is the first timeless reading I'm going to be doing on this channel, so I'm very excited to start sharing this with you. So today, the first thing that I did is to ask the spirits what the reading should be about, what we should focus on as a collective, to see what are the messages of the universe that are coming our way. And right away, Spirit led me to the Empress card. So the Empress talks about abundance and prosperity, but she talks also a lot about a feeling of fulfillment. It's an abundance from inside out. So it's not the kind of abundance of coming from working and career and action. It's a natural abundance of feeling happy, fulfilled, and prosperous in our environments, in our lives. So this is a very feminine energy also. So we are going to be talking about abundance and prosperity, but also fulfillment. What is the direction or the messages that Spirit wants to communicate to you for you to have a more fulfilling and abundant life? So let's jump right into it. So this is going to be a pick a rune reading. So you have 3 runes here. If you know the meaning of the runes, then you can choose the one that calls you the most, the meaning that calls you the most today. And if you don't know the meaning of the runes, it's okay. You can just pick one that you feel is calling you specifically, maybe because of its shape or something like that. So this is going to be the rune 1 for pile number 1. This is going to be rune 2 for pile number 2. And this is going to be rune 3 for pile number 3. So go ahead and pick a rune, 1, 2, or 3. Pause this video if you need, and we'll be right back with pile number 1. So welcome for all of you who have chosen pile number 1. So this means you have chosen the rune Uruz. So the name of this rune is Uruz. And right away, the messages that are coming if you chose this pile. So Uruz is a rune of strength. It's also a rune of hard work. And it's a rune of feeling strong, being a pillar, working hard. So in the context of the messages for today, if you've chosen this rune, and there is a message in being careful not to reach a state of burning out, or also a message of needing to work on your inner strength. So maybe you're feeling like you need to do some work, but you don't have the strength to do it, or you don't have the energy to do it. So Uruz is there to encourage you to do things that will help you find more vitality, more energy, more strength to do the things that you need to do. And if you are someone who is already working very hard, already, maybe you're very goal-oriented and you're working hard to reach those goals. So Uruz is also telling you to be careful not to reach a point where you're going to burn yourself out. So there is a message that is coming through about also learning to take a step back and let things come to you instead of always pushing so hard for reaching those things. So let's clarify with the messages from the cards. So let's get in with the tarot. Let's find one last card for now for this deck. Okay, so right away the central message here tells me that there is new opportunities coming your way. There is a lot of potential. And this goes very well with the rune that you chose because it's a potential in terms of career, in terms of money opportunities, whether it's through work or whether it's through other means. Maybe you've done some investments, things like that, or maybe you will have the opportunity to invest in something. So there is raw potential here, and it's coming at a time where you might be feeling a little bit stuck. You might be feeling like, exactly like I was saying, like you're working so hard, but things are still not moving your way. So there's a feeling of stagnation, and this is causing a lot of pain. So there is a strong message here about not being too worried about this stagnation, because you do have a lot of raw potential. So things are cooking. A lot of the times when we feel stuck is because in the background the universe is kind of cooking things for us, and it still needs some time to gather all the circumstances so that whatever that potential is can really flourish in some way. So not to be too afraid of that feeling of being stuck, even though it's not fun. No one likes to be feeling like it's kind of like running. You're trying to run, but you feel like you're not covering any ground, even though you're trying to run really fast. So that can cause a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. Or you might be also working really hard to get away from something that is painful. So the message here is to step back a little bit, not to worry too much that it's not moving forward, because it will. It's just the universe is not quite ready yet for that potential to flourish. So let's continue and let's clarify a little bit what is going on here. I want to clarify this card. I want to understand where this pain might be coming from for you. Interesting. So I had these three cards coming. So this is maybe not going to apply to everyone from this pile, but there is a message here, at least for some of you. You might be facing a breakup. Maybe that is something that happened recently, something that you had put a lot of hopes and dreams in. It could even be a divorce, and because of that, you're kind of feeling stagnant, and there's a feeling of not knowing where to go next. But again, the Ace of Pentacles here is saying that there is potential for a lot of material growth to come your way. You just need to give it some time for the conditions to come together. Let's continue to clarify. never pick the cards. I always wait for them to naturally fall. Yeah. So again, this is the same kind of energy. There is a stagnation related to money, but there is a strong encouragement from spirit though to pursue the things that you love, and this is probably how you're gonna get unstuck from the situation that you're feeling right now, is to let go a little bit of the things that you think you should be doing and to try to put more your attention on your passions, things that you actually love doing. And this can give you a powerful way forward to reach that potential here. So before closing for this pile, I would just like to pick one or two messages from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck, which is a deck that I love. So let's see what the spirits have as a message for you. And well, those three came out very clearly. Four. Okay. So you have the hummingbird with Be Here Now. You have the lion that says Be Generous to Spirit, but it's in reverse. And we'll see what reversal means very soon. You have the rhino with Overcoming Obstacles. And you have the deer with Bring a Gentle Touch. So this is really interesting because it really covers a lot of the things that we've talked about with the tarot cards. So the hummingbird, Be Here Now, is really inspiring you to kind of not worry about this feeling of stillness and being stuck that you might be experiencing. And it's encouraging you to simply be here in the now, not to try to project too much forward at this point. Because again, there is potential here that the universe is trying to manifest for you, and you just have to let it do its work. On the other end of the spectrum, also you have the deer that is on the right side up. So the deer spirit talks about grace and gentleness. It talks about going through life gracefully and gently, again, without trying to break down doors of opportunities, but more to let yourself be carried by the energy right now and just go through life by bringing a gentle touch and being also gentle with yourself. That's also really important. And the two protection messages are also really interesting for you in the context of this reading. So you have the lion spirit that talks about be generous of spirit. And of course, lion is the figure of a leader. But it's coming in reverse. So in that case, you might be afraid of giving too much because you feel like maybe people are going to take advantage of you. And Spirit is there to tell you that these are not fears that are serving you right now. That it's okay for you to give and to be generous of yourself. We're not talking about material belongings here. We're talking about being generous of spirit, of yourself. Being there for those around you. Not to be afraid to be in a position a little bit more of leadership. Because it seems like Spirit is encouraging this direction for you at this moment. And the rhino spirit talks about overcoming obstacles. And again, it's in the protection messages. So it very much goes with this feeling of being stuck. So you might feel like you don't have what it takes to overcome the obstacles right now, that you don't have the strength. But Spirit is there to tell you that yes, you do. You do have that strength, and it's about believing in yourself, raising your energy, raising your vitality, being here in the now without too much anxiety of what is coming forward, focusing on the things that you love doing, recentering in your passion, healing your heart also, and going through life gently. And this is how you're going to overcome the obstacles that are coming your way. So this is all for pile 1. I hope this reading resonates, and we're going to move on to pile 2. Okay, so pile 2, welcome. Thank you for being here. So if you've chosen this rune, this is rune that we call Perthro. And Perthro, its meaning is about chance, gambling, and it's about things in motion, about good luck. It's also about being playful. So right away, if you chose this rune, there is a strong message for you about finding fulfillment right now. Means that things are in motions. Things are happening. The direction of it is a little bit uncertain, but there is a lot of good luck surrounding you right now. And there's also a big encouragement from Spirit for you to be playful, to not take yourself so seriously all the time. So if you're someone that's working a lot, focusing a lot on your career, there's a strong encouragement in doing things for fun, doing things that will replenish you, doing things simply for the pleasure of it, whatever brings you joy in your life. So there is a strong message on refocusing a little bit on that, and that is something that will really raise your quality of life and raise the amount of happiness that you feel inside. So let's see what are the specific messages from the cards for you for pile 2. Let's start with the 3 cards. Spread. The Spirit agrees. I don't pick my cards, so I read the cards that naturally fall off. Wow, so very strong messages for you, pile 2. It seems like you are, I want to say you're going through a lot, but I don't mean that in a chaotic way. I mean it more like your life is full. It's full of things, and there's a lot of things, there's a lot of good things. And the central message here is to find balance. So there is a strong message about there's so many things happening, and a lot of it is good, but it might be a struggle for you to kind of juggle everything and balance everything out. And because of that, you might forget a little bit to give yourself time to just play and have fun and do things for you, do things that replenish you, that are, filling you with simple joy, whether it's just watching a movie with your partner, or it's taking walks in nature, or it's going out with friends, whatever that is. It's okay to let go of all these really interesting things happening and big and serious things happening. It's okay to let them go a little bit for a small period of time, to just do something for you. So in both of these sides, so the Hierophant talks a lot about structures, traditions. So I have a feeling that maybe, at least for some of you, your work is very much focused. I see a lot of you working in big companies, working in clear structures. I see also some of you might belong to spiritual traditions also, and that might be like a central part of your life. So I also see a lot of you going to school, university, finishing a degree, things that have a lot of structure and hierarchy to them. I see that as your line of work, and it seems like things are going very, very fast. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have a message that talks about strength. But strength here also talks about patience and flexibility. So it talks about not running so much towards something because there's so much happening. It kind of feels like you're running all the time. So it's also talking about the need to slow down, find the strength to slow down, find the strength to kind of fight the current of life that is pushing you forward in such a fast-paced way, and give yourself the time to slow down and be patient for things to happen when they're supposed to happen. You don't need to be chasing so hard all the time. It's gonna come to you. And this is the big message of the temperance. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You kind of have to balance the two. It's okay to be a go-getter and to be very structured and very serious about your work or your studies or things like that. But it's also important for you to be patient and for you to be flexible and allowing things to happen when they're supposed to happen instead of trying to force them to happen when you want them to happen. And what's going to help you to reach this temperance is this feeling of playfulness. It's this feeling of, you can allow yourself to be a little bit more playful in your life, to do things for you, to put yourself first sometimes without thinking about work. It's okay. You're allowed. So let's clarify with some other cards. Very interesting. So the Ace of Swords here is about potential of thought. So I see you as someone with a lot of new ideas. Many of you might have even, innovative ideas. There's something about entrepreneurship. There's something maybe about wanting to start your own company. Having ideas that you want to materialize and put into the world. And here we see the Six of Pentacles, which is, again, a very strong message of balance here because it's about giving and receiving. It's about understanding that, the act of giving and receiving is that's the wheel that will bring you abundance. Abundance is not about accumulating all the time. It's about letting that energy flow between receiving material prosperity and giving back, and receiving and giving back. So there's a strong message here about learning to find balance between giving and receiving. So it's for you to see where you find yourself in the spectrum right now. Do you feel that you're more on the receiving end, and then you should maybe try to balance out on the giving? Or do you feel that you're more on the giving end, and then you should see what are you doing that is maybe blocking the receiving in your life? And again, this is all in the context of abundance, prosperity, but fulfillment, like inner fulfillment. Let's do one last card to kind of sum up the spread here. I have the Queen of Wands. Wow. such a beautiful summary of everything that we've talked about so far. So the Queen of Wands is very much focused in the action, but it is not forcing the action. Queen of Wands is someone that knows what they want, are secure in themselves, are confident about their ability to give, to receive what they want, but they're also not afraid to give. They also have this feminine energy that is a caretaker and a giver. So it really sums up well the teachings of the whole reading, to focus on that giving and receiving energy, to let things find a balance between being patient and working hard, and allow a little bit more space for things to come to you, and acknowledge there is a potential. You have a lot of brilliant ideas and they will manifest in time. But again, the universe needs to cook up a little bit more precision on which idea should come to life before it can really manifest it. But the potential, the raw potential is there. So let's end your reading with a few messages from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Okay, so I have two cards that came out for you. Interesting. Okay, so the two messages, and they're really, really appropriate for the reading that you received. So the first message is the Hawk Spirit. And the message of the hawk is, let spirit be your guide. But the hawk came in reverse. So in reverse, so first the hawk is, first it's a bird. It's a bird of prey. So it talks to us a lot about vision. It talks a lot about ideas, visions that we receive from spirit. When we receive it in the protection side, which is the reversal, what it means is that we are receiving many messages from the universe and we see them, but we might be choosing not to listen to them. Or we might see that there are red flags. So maybe we're receiving messages that are red flags, but we're not choosing to see them as red flags. So this is an important kind of message from the universe that says, hey, I'm talking to you, I'm sending you messages, but flags are not just like pretty flags. If I send you red flags, it's because you should pay attention. So be careful of the red flags that you might be seeing in your life right now. Because on the other hand, what Spirit is telling you is that you're receiving this amazing message, which is the electric eel spirit. Spirit. So the electric eel says, bring your ideas to life. So what did we just see? What did I just say? So this is a beautiful message from Spirit that says your ideas have the conditions right now to come to life. So miracles can happen. There's a lot of creativity happening. There's a lot of intellectual buzzing also. You might be in a phase where you feel like you have so many ideas. Which one are you going to choose to give birth into the world? So this is really a very good omen that ideas are cooking. A lot of them are good. Some of them are not great. So, take some time to really understand what the universe is trying to tell you here. But there's a lot of good ideas that you have, and then it's just a matter of putting the conditions together for you to give birth to them. All in balance that we saw between patience and working hard. It's important to find a balance and to keep it playful. So I hope this reading resonated. Thank you for being with me. And let's move on to pile 3. Okay, and now we're moving on to pile 3. Thank you for being here, dear friends of pile 3. So if you have chosen this rune is called Othala. So Othala is it's the last rune actually in the Elder Futhark set, and it talks a lot about inheritance, heritage, traditions. So for me, this rune has a very strong connection to family. And the message that I'm receiving, if you chose this rune, is that some of you right now might have a very big focus on being able to provide for your family. Or also another message that is coming is that you might be supported by family members. So there is a message coming through that I'm not sure, it's probably not going to apply to all of you, but it's probably going to apply to some of you, where you're in a situation where you're receiving a lot of financial help from family members right now. And Spirit wants you to know that it's okay. That it's okay right now in this period of your life to receive this help. And this is the universe's way to support you right now. You are going to receive conditions at some point that this situation is going to change. But for now, it's okay to say yes to help that is coming your way. And others, what I feel is that you're probably very much focused on family right now, whether it's with your children or maybe your parents. Some of you might be taking care of elderly parents. Others might be taking care of young children. And there is a very strong focus into creating abundance and prosperity for the whole household. So we're not just talking about yourself. Their focus is really on abundance and prosperity and fulfillment for a whole family, not just for yourself. So let's see what are the messages that the cards are bringing your way. Okay, so this is also a very strong reading. Pile 2 also had a strong reading. So right away, the message that is central to you, that kind of goes with what I was saying about the rune, is that right now there is a focus about doing what's right. So there is a focus on, I don't want to say righteousness because I don't really like that word personally. But there is definitely something about doing things that are right, but outside of yourself, right for a family or a community of people. This reading is not just about you, is the message that I'm getting. It's about you and your close surroundings. So next to that, it feels like you might be faced with a lot of adversity and even conflict right now. So I feel that you're working very hard to overcome obstacles and to move forward. And you might be feeling like, there's a little bit of a sense of scarcity, and there's a sense of, a bit of conflict with people around you. I feel that this might be in the workplace. So I feel that right now your work situation is it might be a little bit tense in terms of the people that are surrounding you. And somehow you're working really hard to overcome that and create better conditions for you, but also so that these conditions can reflect on the people that are around you right now. So, again, it might be, some of you might be unemployed and you might be struggling to find a job situation that is right for you, and others might be in a job with a work environment that is just not really fitting you at the moment. But in both cases, you're working hard to overcome these obstacles, and the Chariot is a very positive card. It means that you're working hard to overcome these obstacles, but also you're in control. You can do this. You can surpass this. You can overcome this. And your heart and your mind is at the right place. Specifically your mind. I feel that what you're doing right now is very what you need to do. It's not really about, oh, I feel like doing this or I feel like doing that. You're not really concerned about that right now. You're concerned about what, rationally, what your mind tells you is right. And that's okay. That's okay. It's going to help you overcome the obstacles that you need to overcome and get out of this situation that looks a little bit toxic. So let's just clarify. Interesting. You have quite a lot of similarities, not a lot, but some similarities with pile 2, because pile 2 also had the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands that came out. So the main difference here with pile 2, but in the context of your reading, so what I see is that this situation is causing you a lot of anxiety. So you might be struggling with anxiety issues, nightmares. Some of you maybe a little bit of depression. It might be an issue here. But there is a strong message that Spirit is trying to tell you that it's important that you focus on balance. It's important that you focus on giving as much as you're receiving and receiving as much as you're giving. So I feel that some of you are, very concerned because you might be caretakers, whether it's of young children or other people in your family, or maybe a partner. But Spirit is trying to tell you, it's great that you're being a caretaker, but you also need to learn to take care of yourself. It's important that you find ways and that you also find people that will help you receive, that are going to be able to give you, so that your energy level will rise, so that you're going to be able to achieve your goals and get out of the situation and just reach a state that is more peaceful. And Spirit says also that it's possible. It's possible. Some of you, and this is maybe not going to apply to everybody, but I have a feeling that some of you might have a strong female character in their lives, a little bit older female, and that person is a very positive kind of resource. It's someone that is caring, that will listen to you when when you're dealing with your anxiety issues and you're a little bit in that turmoil and that tension. And it's someone that has a lot of good counsels, good advice for you. And at the same time, it's someone that is very clear-headed. So the advice that they're giving you is very rational. It's down to earth. It's grounded. So it's not like woo-woo advice. It's like grounded advice. And I'm saying that it's a female because I saw Queen of Wands, but actually it doesn't matter. It can be any gender. It's just that energy of someone that is a bit older, caring, but also very grounded, that is a sound counsel for you. Someone that has good advice, that is a good ear to listen to you, and that has good advice to give you, I feel. So Spirit is saying this person is a great resource for you right now. So I just want to take maybe one last card or two, see if Spirit has any other messages for this pile to clarify. Let's try again. Interesting. So the spirit is also the last card here. I wasn't planning on picking another card. I just felt it for your reading. There was a message that was still important that needed to come out. And yeah, indeed. So the Hermit. So this tells me that you're really on a path of seeking. You're seeking your way. You're seeking your way not just like professionally into external prosperity, but you're seeking your way to happiness. So this is a quest for happiness that you're on right now, and Spirit is encouraging you in that quest, and it's telling you that you have people surrounding you that can help you in that quest, and that it's normal to go through those tensions and this anxiety. It's not fun, but it's part of it. It's part of what is going to give you the strength to overcome the obstacles. But it's really encouraging you into, these two are very aligned, so like you are guided by a very positive, righteous energy that is a motivation to do what's right. And that's really good. So Spirit is encouraging you to continue your quest. So let's end the reading with a few messages from the Spirit Animal Oracle. What did we just say? It was amazing. So the first card that came out is the Coyote, and it says, trust in divine detours. So that what did I just say about these challenges being necessary, even though they're not fun? So Spirit agrees. Let's take one or two more. Let's see if there's a last one. Amazing. Okay, so let's review this. So first, like I said, you had the Coyote card that says trust in divine detours. So this is really a message that is telling us, like, listen, it might seem like things are not going straightforward right now. You might be facing challenges or things that you don't understand why you need to go through this right now. But Spirit is telling us it's all part of the way. And it's telling us we need to trust the process that is happening right now. So the more we're going to be able to trust the process, the more we're going to be able to free ourselves from anxiety, because we're going to understand that whatever we're going through is part of a greater picture, and we need to trust that right now. The second message that came out is the bear. So the brown bear spirit says to Take time out. So normally this card is about taking time to rest, taking time inward to think, but we got it in the reverse position. So this is in the protection position that we call when using this oracle deck. So right now, what I am feeling is that it is not time for you to take time out. It is time for you to keep moving forward, even though you might feel exhausted, you might feel like you want to break, you might feel like this is too much, you have a lot of stuff on your shoulders. Spirit is telling you, just continue your quest and just push a little bit more. Everything is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You just need to, it's kind of like this feeling that you're in the last stretch of a race. So things are gonna turn around and you're like in the last stretch of it, and you just need to give it that last push. And that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting with this message for you right here. And the last message that you got is the skunk spirit that is telling you, know your worth. Know your worth. So I have a feeling that this person that is around you is trying to remind you that. It's trying to remind you that you are worth a lot more than what you give yourself credit for. You might be suffering a little bit from imposter syndrome, and Spirit is there to tell you, like, this is just in your head. It's just an illusion. You are enough. You are worthy. You are skilled and talented, and you deserve the best in life. And you should believe that about yourself. Spirit wants you to know that about yourself. So you can, go through these challenges trusting that you are worthy of the best. Okay, so I hope that these messages resonated for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm wishing you all a beautiful week.